Hi, this is my final project. It's Robert Bettinelli, and my application is the High Flyer Rollerball application. Basically, it's a game that allows you to use the motion control and sets out a tile system, and what you're doing is you're trying to get through all 10 levels of the application as quickly as possible to score the best overall time, and that time will be recorded in a leaderboard system within the application as well as on a website. As far as my demo is going to go, you'll be able to see it in just a moment. Regarding the application construction, the main activity just displays the logo video. The menu activity will display your three choices: leaderboard, options, and play. The game activity is really the heart of the whole project. It handles the map setup, the loading of the maps, it handles sound, it handles moving or receiving the sensors for moving. It'll load the API information for the tile sets. Taking a look now at the load level, which just does a basic volley get JSON call. Once the information is returned, it consumes the information into the level class. It'll then start building the floor and tile bitmaps in order to display them on screen, set the character to start at the specific spot, and it'll start the game. One of the more in-depth sections is the collision tester, which what it does is it goes to the screen map class and checks for the collision based on the current X and Y coordinate as well as the width of the ball itself against the image bitmap of where the walls are located. As you can see here, the check collision will then determine all the bitmap points of where the ball is located and does a loop of the X and Y pixel points to determine whether there's actually something that isn't a translucent pixel on screen at that point. So if the ball is rolling and it sees something that's see-through, it doesn't think it hits it. But if there's something that is not see-through, such as a colored pixel, it'll then determine that there's a collision. The next point I'd like to show is that once you have a collision point of a current X and Y location, what it does is it determines what it actually hit. So that's an easy way. If it hits a wall, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to stop. But if it actually hit a point, like an exit point, then it is actually going to return back with that collision of tile and determine what it needs to do with it. Returning back to the collision tester at this point, once it determines that it does hit a tile, if the tile is 0, you just continue going on. It's going to let the ball go to wherever it's going. If not, if it hits an end of game tile, then it's going to stop gameplay at that point in time, stop any music or sound, and play the win. That means that you've actually hit the end of that, either that map level or the end of the game, and that's what the end of the game tester is. Otherwise, it's going to do a few different things. It means it actually hit something, and it's going to play a sound collision, and then it's going to stop the character and pop him back to where he was in the previous frame. That's so that what happens is that you don't get multiple positive collisions simultaneously, one after another. That means it pops you back a few tile spaces, and then it'll allow you to continue playing. Once the end of game is determined, it writes the end of game data, such as the time, the user's name, such as that, and the current level. If you aren't at the end of the game, then it's just going to restart another level.